Hey guys, I'm Nat.
And I'm Ashton, and we are
the
nerds
in
in Zoom. Yeah,
Oh,
welcome
man.
back to another Zoom pod, guys. Yeah,
Welcome.
video.
Just one of those days when I don't want to drive out to Surrey because I have to drive 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah, one of those lazy days. But hey, you know what? It's great that we have the technology. I'm not complaining.
Yes, dude, this is how we got through COVID, man. I'm
This
telling
is
you.
how. Move back onto dorms next year, please, so that we can do it in person more.
Might have to. Might have to. Guys, welcome back to a very special episode of What You're Watching. I don't know what episode this is. Episode 5?
This is What You Watching 6, I think, actually.
6?
Yeah.
We've done 5 of these already?
That's insane.
Dude, no way we've done 5 of these.
Yeah, like our last one we did was that one. Okay, yeah, sorry guys. We're a little late on recording this. We've had a bunch of other stuff we wanted to record, and also
And
just like
exams.
school and stuff and exams and all that. Good old
This is What You're
midterms.
Watching 6. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
Hey, I'm not
it's
complaining.
kind of wild. The last time we recorded was like, or one of these was like our Smash journey, which feels so long ago.
Yeah. Wow, that was September.
That was September.
So we're 2 months late.
So
Oh,
we're
man.
yeah, well, about a month and a half, but you know what? It's fine.
Well, that means this episode is just going to be a lot longer than it usually is. So,
Probably. I have watched a lot. I was telling Nat before, I have like 21, actually now 22 things that I've watched that, yeah, are kind of new to this. So,
yeah, well, I have maybe around there too.
yeah, it's been busy. Like, we've still been watching stuff. It's just we haven't done What You Watching on this stuff. So,
Yeah, well, you know, life gets busy.
But we did. I mean, we have like another great review coming out pretty soon. We've recorded a ton of other stuff, so hopefully y'all have been staying up to date on some things.
Yes, and also we have a special episode coming out in soonish.
Yeah,
And also Christmas is coming up, so we'll probably do something special for that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and honestly, guys, there's a lot of movies we're going to be watching in the next month and a half. I was telling Ashton just before we hit record, there was like 10 movies coming out in theaters that I am very interested in. I'm going to try to watch it all because I'm pretty sure those are like Oscar movies. So that's like, and if you know us from actually the beginning of our pod, that's when we did the Oscar episode. Like, it was really fun. Just like, okay, so I seen this, and I seen this, and I think that's gonna win. So
yeah,
gonna have to do it again.
yeah. And if we all know, that went really great for me, so I need to watch these two and just keep on keeping on with all that.
The freaking predictions, man. If you guys don't remember, we made a bet. Whoever would get more prediction would get to like pie the other guy in the face, and I lost. So check out that reel on our Instagram at Nerds and Flannel Podcast, and yeah, I'm gonna get you back.
Oh shoot.
I'm gonna get you back. I feel like I have 0 sense of what's gonna happen this year, but I'm gonna get you back somehow.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Top Gun Maverick for Best Picture.
Watch as it like actually wins.
Dude, it's gotta get nominated for
It's
Best
gotta
Picture.
get nominated.
Yeah.
Should we do a
Okay.
nominations prediction episode?
In February.
Let's do it.
In February, before things come out. Before the Oscars come out.
Might have to. Let's do it.
Because apparently they might release like some new categories, which I'm very excited about to hear.
Yeah.
So guess we'll find out from that, I guess.
Guess we'll see.
All right, guys. So, Ashton, what you been watching lately, buddy? Like, what's going on the last 2 months?
All right. Well, I'm gonna start out with something that I probably should have watched a little sooner. It's a movie that came out this year that we didn't see in theaters. I actually don't know if you've watched this one yet, so I won't talk too much about it. But DC Super Pets.
Oh, I have not seen this one yet.
Yeah. So this movie, how do I put it? It was fun. It was like a fun family movie. It has like Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, and like John Krasinski, Keanu Reeves. Just like, it's a pretty stacked cast. And it's like all about like the Justice League, but like the pets of the Justice League, or like these
Right.
animals that are like, they they end up like fighting and have a very strong connection with the Justice League or whatever. And it's pretty interesting. Like, obviously, if you've watched like Batman the animated series, you know that like Ace, for example, is like Batman's dog. Or no, sorry, that's Batman Beyond's. But like Ace is like Batman's dog. And then also, like even with like Superman's dog and everything, like if you read the comics, they're in there as well, so you kind of have an understanding of it. Yeah, it was fun. It was cute. I would watch it again. Probably not for a while, but I would. Just because it was like fairly funny too. It's what you'd expect from a family animated movie, I guess. It's not like a top tier animated movie for me by any means, but it was like it did feel like it had some form of thought put into it. And yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it if you haven't seen it yet, and if you're just looking for something chill to watch with like the family, or just like, you're like me, you're bored, you have nothing to do besides procrastinate, and you just want to put on something fun like that. So check it out.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, that's a movie I've been wanting to watch, but I just never got around to. There was other things that were better to watch this
Yeah,
year,
pretty
this
much.
month. So that's something I skipped on. But now that's on Crave, and now that Ashton gave me his Crave, might have to. So
Might have to. Hey Nat,
yeah.
what you watching?
So where do I want to start? I'm gonna start very pretentious. The Crown season 5.
Oh,
I am done. It came out like last week. I'm done. Season 5.
of course.
I'm so sad because I think that's the final season, and I want more. Like people, it's obviously the Queen died this year. Well, like a few, like a month and a half ago, and yeah, no, I mean this season 5 is about Princess Diana, but I mean just knowing the royal story and how, you know, where Queen Elizabeth came from and where Diana came from, and Diana said tragic death. It's very, it's very nice. The actors and actresses are great. I can't forget who plays Diana, but she's amazing. And yeah, quick review of my Crown season 5 thoughts. And yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. It's really not for everyone. It's a hard show to watch just because there are some subject matter that is disturbing for some viewers. And it's real. So it hurts a little bit more when bad things happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting into that show,
So you're
but
gonna get
I
hooked.
I didn't want to be one of those guys that like started watching it after the Queen died and like boosted up Netflix's like sales or whatever. Uh, I'm a wait until things have died down a little bit and I can go in with like a cleaner conscience of like, oh, I'm just not hopping on a trend here. I'm actually like watching it to watch it. We'll see.
Yeah. See, OG since season 1. Let's go.
Dang.
But
Not
be
to
fair-
flex or anything. Not kidding.
Well, I watched Downton Abbey too, so I'm one of those pretentious guys, anyways.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
All right, Ashton, what else have you been watching?
Okay. Something that we should talk about that came out. I don't know if we're doing a review for this or not. She-Hulk.
Oh yeah,
That
She-Hulk.
released
I
this
forgot
month.
about that. I watched that too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just looking at my list and I was like, you know what? That's probably a good thing to talk about here. So, yeah, She-Hulk. You can chime in too, but I guess my overall view of it was I actually enjoyed it more than I think most people did. Bit of a hot take. Still not the
Okay.
best Disney Plus show ever to grace Disney Plus. But yeah, I think I appreciated what they were trying to do with it, which was like they just wanted to. It felt like they were kind of making fun of other superhero show trends and stuff,
Right.
while also, doing a lot more other things with the characters and setting up for later MCU stuff in a way. Yeah, I guess that's my quick thoughts on it. What did you think?
I'm one of those guys who thought it was okay. I did enjoy some moments. I felt like the tone of it was very, wishy-washy for me. I felt like it wasn't consistent with the tones, but obviously that's She-Hulk. That is the comics. And I do like that. I guess then that's like how accurate it is. People were very critical about like the way how like campy it was, how like funny it was. Guys, that's She-Hulk. She literally like the last
Yeah.
episode. Spoiler words for everything we say here. Um, she like goes through the panels of the comics and like just says no, I'm not doing this, and she does that in the last episode too. And I like that's accurate. It just I feel like I kind of wanted them to pull it off a little bit better. I felt like the way that they did it was very meta and very like whatever. But it is what it is. It's She-Hulk. At the end of the day, it's okay. I would put it at the bottom half of the Disney Plus TV shows. But I saw something that I would put at the top of my TV shows.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we segue into that, Ashton?
Let's just segue right into it, brother.
Man, I should have asked. I should have gone into it.
Just do it.
Something that Ashton and I both watch, Werewolf at Night.
Yeah, let's go.
So I love this comic one. Obviously, one of our favorite composers, Michael Giacchino, directed this. And probably my favorite thing that Disney Plus has put out in a long time. Actually, that Marvel has put out in a long time. But we'll talk about a couple of other Marvel things after. This was such a breath of fresh air for me. Obviously, I've said in this podcast a lot, I love horror movies. So this is like right in my wheelhouse. And I love like when movies go black and white. Like obviously Belfast was a movie that both of us loved last year. Sorry, Academy Award winning film Belfast. There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
So great, man. Werewolf by Night, one of those things where you think it's gonna like kind of bomb, but no, people loved it, and yeah,
it was one of those things that they kind of just were like, "Hey, we're releasing this in a couple weeks, by the way," and everyone was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah,
what is this?"
Yeah. It's like 3 weeks, and then like, okay,
like 3 weeks. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, and it's a Disney Plus like special, like it's an exclusive thing for Disney Plus, which honestly I think is a shame because I would have loved to see this in a theater, just because of the way I feel like the ode it gave to like old school TV and old school like monster movies deserved a higher viewing experience than just the TV I have at home.
Yeah.
Or I mean, the TVs I have are pretty good, but like bigger screen, like with a crowd and with people that can appreciate that kind of style would have been like so much better. And sound, yeah. This movie was very sound heavy. Like I was kind of regretting at the end not like getting my Bluetooth headphones that have like better sound to like watch it, because it's just one of those things. But yeah, crazy movie. One of my favorite things that the MCU has put out, again, like what Nat said. And it's just like, it's so different. It's so different, but it's also, yeah, it's crazy that this was Michael Giacchino's first time in like a directorial role, really his first movie that he's made. And just the fact that he was able to make the sound design go so well with the rest of the movie just blows me away. It's like, it really brings to your attention the importance of like sound and stuff, like whether that's through the soundtrack or through like the effects or whatever, right?
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
The practical effects and everything they did for this, it was just like so ambitious, but there was not a whole lot of CGI in here. Like if you know it when you see it, sort of thing. But just the lighting effects that they were able to do, and even the fact that they'd even said like if this wasn't a movie in black and white, it would have been rated R for sure.
Yeah.
Just because of how graphic some
gory,
of the scenes
man.
were.
Wow.
It's crazy. I was like, this is what I wanted Multiverse of Madness to be. And
but obviously Disney says no blood, no blood.
Yeah.
No caps, no blood.
Even though that one was a little out of their comfort zone, but like this was even way further out. Like, holy crap.
And to anyone who says Multiverse of Madness is bad, screw you.
Hey, we did a long review on that to talk about how like pretty great it is. So check it out.
Dude, I'm still so mad people don't like that movie. I'm like,
yeah,
it's what are you talking about? And then it's the same people who like, what's it called? They like Iron Man 2 or something like that. I'm like, well, dude, shut up.
Yeah, no, Multiverse of Madness is more of a comic book movie, And those other ones were movies that were trying to figure out what a comic book movie with realism is. And it's like, well, let's, it's been a couple of decades. Let's just fully embrace the comic book movie idea at this point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Ashton, what's next? What you got?
Let's see here. Okay, something I'll touch on, but I know you haven't started the series, so I won't talk a lot about. Andor. Holy crap, this is exactly the thing I want Star Wars to be in more. That's all I'll say until we can talk about it. We should review this one because it's actually like incredible, just as a TV show in general. Aside from it being Star Wars, it's just an incredible like piece of art.
I literally haven't finished episode 1 yet.
Yeah.
I still left it where we were when you watched it with me.
I thought that by watching half of the first episode with this guy that he would continue on. I was wrong.
You know what? I'll watch episode 2 tonight just for you.
Aw, thanks, bro.
And then I will not watch anything else after that.
It's crazy. It's honestly a crazy TV show. But I'll leave it there for now just so that there's no spoilers.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, if the audience hasn't seen it yet, you should watch it too. Don't be like that. Watch it.
Yeah, well, I've been watching other stuff.
He's been watching other stuff.
It's better stuff, but other stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, question about Andor.
Yeah.
There's one more final episode next week, correct?
Yeah, on this Wednesday.
Does a lightsaber ignite?
So far in the series?
Yes.
No.
Oh, dude. I love it when lightsabers don't ignite.
Yeah. No, that's one of the charms of this TV show is like it's Star Wars but without too much Star Wars, so it's pretty great.
Dude, they're gonna throw in like a lightsaber at the last minute. Last episode, just watch.
Yeah, but honestly, if they were to do it at this point, I would have faith that the way they do it would actually like enhance the story because it's like a character-based story, which is like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, let's just put this in and this in for the sake of it. It's like, I know it sounds bad. It's not like Dave Filoni-ized. Like, I love Dave Filoni. He's a Star Wars god, but also sometimes some of, like, putting like, for example, Book of Boba Fett, putting a ton of like Star Wars-y stuff at the end was just kind of like, well, I kind of wanted more Boba Fett because we've barely got him in this show. So,
well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Oh well. Dave Filoni, I love you.
Dave, come on the pod, brother.
Come on the pod.
Oh, did I just? Whoops! I think I just mirrored my video.
Oh shoot!
Actually, that looks better because it's not mirrored now.
Nothing's changed on my screen.
Because on my screen, it's like text are like right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know how it's gonna show up in Zoom, but whatever. Who cares? Okay. Next show I've been watching. Let's see. Let's pick something. Okay. I've been rewatching the TV series Chuck.
Okay.
With Zachary Levi and Yvonne Strahovski. So Chuck is one of those shows where he's, for those who don't know, he's a spy, but he is also like a big nerd. And one thing I am is a nerd, and one thing I love is spy movies. So this TV show really works for me. Zachary Levi is great. The acting's really funny. But there are some serious moments where I do appreciate it. You guys know I like serious moments in like TV shows just because, you spend like X amount of episodes creating like this character development, and then obviously there's a big payoff, which is awesome. So yeah, that's I've been watching. I finished it like a few days ago. It's just 5 seasons, like 25 episodes a season. So I kind of binged it. And yeah, recommend it. Amazon Prime. There you go.
Cool. I think I have that on my watch list actually.
Dude,
I'll have to give it a shot.
I was telling Chanel, like, yeah, Ashton's this one character in the show. And I'm like, dude, like, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of my favorite things to do with shows is just compare the characters to people I know in real life. It's like,
dude, remember I was watching SpongeBob with Michelle and Angelina, and they're like, yo,
oh gosh,
you're SpongeBob and Ash is Patrick. And I'm like, I don't know if I should take offense to that. I don't know if Ash.
I don't know if I should take offense to that. What the heck?
You call me a sponge?
Call me a star, a pink star.
Hey, you're a star. I don't know if you want to be called pink. So
I
I'm
don't
yellow,
know. It felt
so I
appropriate.
could be a sponge.
I mean, I could make these lights make me more pink if I wanted to.
Wait, where's my remote? Gotta make it yellow. Oh, I don't know where my remote is. Oh, I found it. Here we go. Oh, you can't even see it because I got backlighting. Whatever. Let's just
Whatever.
go back to red. Okay.
Shoot.
All right,
Cool.
Ashton, what else have you been watching?
Yeah. Okay.
Give me two. Give me two.
Give you two. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'll give you one that I think is on your list as well, and then we can both talk about it.
Sure.
Tales of the Jedi.
I've not seen that yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, shoot. Okay,
Dude, I
never
literally
mind.
haven't seen any Star Wars stuff.
Okay. Well, I know I harped on Dave Filoni a minute ago, but Tales of the Jedi, holy crap. Okay, I have to be careful of spoilers for this one too, but pretty much I easily binge this in a night. It's like just like 6 15-minute like little episodes. And at first when I heard that it was going to be that short per episode, I was a little concerned because I was like, give me Clone Wars, man, give me Clone Wars. And like, you know, the fact that these are like their own stories, it's just like, you know, I want more, which in fact, actually, they're two overarching stories. So like 3 episodes here are about like this character, and then 3 episodes here are about this character. I mean, it's been on the trailers and on social media. Have you watched any trailers for this?
Nope.
Do you know the character or any characters that are in it?
I literally know nothing about it.
Okay.
All I know is from what you told me. So
Okay. Well, I'll be careful here.
Ahsoka's probably in it. I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So,
is Anakin in it?
well, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
It doesn't
Sorry,
really.
bro, I've been behind on Star Wars.
All good. All good. Yeah. So pretty much this show, it's about a very well known Star Wars antagonist and gives his character a little more depth because he never really got as much depth before. And then also Star Wars protagonist Ahsoka, as you know, we talked about. And it just kind of gives like a little more clarity to where she ends up when we see her in season 7 again of the Clone Wars. And, you know, answers some questions about the finale and some other things there. So, yeah, it also takes out of like the book about Ahsoka and kind of like also answers some other stuff from there. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. And holy crap. Stacked cast. I'm not going to go into it because that would be major spoiler territories there. But amazing cast. So you know, for anyone who hasn't seen this show yet, watch it. You know what I'm talking about if you have. And Nat, you need to watch this one too.
Dude, I'm so behind on Star Wars stuff. I don't know. I just haven't been watching any Star Wars stuff recently.
Yeah. Well,
dude, that's not true. I watched Phantom Menace the other day.
Love it.
Not because I wanted to, but it was just on TV. So I'm just like, oh, pod racing.
This is pod racing. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, there we go. Tales of the Jedi.
Give me one more.
It's great.
Then I'll give you 2.
Okay. Another show I've watched. I don't know if you've watched this one yet. It's the whole epitome of this show is irony. But Blockbuster on Netflix.
I have not seen it yet.
Okay. So pretty much the premise of this show for anyone that doesn't know is, well, okay. Hopefully you know your history, but
you can spoil this one. I know all about Blockbuster, man.
Yeah, I'm not that concerned. Pretty much the big thing with this show, if you don't know your history, the reason Blockbuster is out of business is mostly because of Netflix. Blockbuster used to be this like big mega like corporation that was known for like renting out movies, and they had snacks and sometimes video games and stuff. Like I remember a lot as a kid just driving up the street with my parents, and we'd go pick out a family movie night like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. First watched that from renting it from Blockbuster. Amazing movie. And we'd get snacks and stuff, and some families had this as like a weekly routine. We did it like as like a really big fun family event for us. And my family, we just like love watching movies together. So, this was kind of like the thing that ignited that for us. So Blockbuster's close to my heart. That's why I love like video stores like Willow Video is a place that Nat and I talk about. We go there a lot. Mostly for the video game stuff, but I do want to do a video rental from them there one day.
I buy a lot of Blu-rays from them.
Yeah.
Half of these are from Willow.
Yeah.
Like, probably over half.
I'm not surprised. I have a couple Blu-rays in the back too. From them, and yeah, it's incredible place. But yeah, Blockbuster unfortunately did go down, and it's really funny that Netflix picked up the rights for this show because they're kind of like
Oh
the final
yeah,
nail in the coffin
that's
for
funny.
Blockbuster. So and there are still like one or two more blockbusters in existence on the planet, uh, but the story is about like the last ever in existence blockbuster, and it's starring like Randall Park. He played Jim in The Office in that episode, if you remember. And he's also been in like Marvel stuff. So he was like he's in Ant-Man and WandaVision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Woo's his character's name. And then, Melissa Fumero, I think that's her last name.
Yes.
She's like from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She
Amy
plays Amy
Santiago.
Santiago. And yeah, just a bunch of other characters, but they're kind of like the main stars of the show. And it's pretty much like the story of like this guy trying to keep this last blockbuster afloat because they happen to not be in debt and like all this other stuff. And he's just like, this is the last blockbuster. It's a place close to my heart. I have to like keep this thing going. And you kind of see these other characters that are just like, it's a great ensemble cast. It's a workplace comedy, and they're always kind of like going at each other during it. And if you're into like The Office and stuff, I think you'll appreciate this show. The only thing is it's definitely not as good as any of those other shows, but I think the biggest reason why is because it's just not as well fleshed out. I know like I had some problems. It felt a little too short was kind of my biggest thing. Like I think it's only like 9 episodes or something for season 1. And, like a bunch of other shows kind of had like, yeah, they just had like a lot more episodes, but also like the episodes are like 40 minutes long, so take your pick your poison. Yeah, it's what to say about it. Pretty entertaining. If you just want to put on something that and just turn off your mind for a minute, like that's what I would choose as like a good option. But yeah, it's like I want them. I hope Netflix doesn't cancel this show. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, you need to go watch this TV show. It's so amazing. Like, that's not really my like headspace for it. It's just like, I can't wait to see what they do. And maybe after like season 2 or season 3, I can start recommending this to people. I know like
Right.
the Office, for example, season 1 was not it. But once you make it to the end of season 2, you're just kind of like, okay, what's going on here? And then, you kind of get into like season 3 and all this other stuff. And you're just like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. Definitely check out this show if you're like into those kind of shows and you're looking for like a new workplace comedy to watch. But if you're not, you wait a little bit, just kind of like see what happens. Netflix is notorious for canceling TV shows, so again, I'm hoping they don't cancel this one, but we'll see.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's one I gotta check out. Like obviously, like Ashton said, we kind of grew up in that era where blockbusters and remember Rogers Video?
Rogers Video, yeah, I had one of
Bro,
those in my neighborhood
oh
too.
my goodness. I still have like a bunch of Wii games that I bought from Blockbusters and Rogers Videos, and it still has like the Rogers Video thing on it.
Dude,
And did it nostalgia, man.
nostalgia hit. There were
I
at least
found-
3 or 4 of those in my neighborhood.
Dude, I still found my Blockbuster card like the other day.
No way.
Yeah, I should take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yo, just dude, just put it up in here somewhere if you can find it.
No, it's like somewhere in my basement.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh well. Blockbuster is like really great. The Family Guy just did an episode on like the last Blockbuster as well, and it's so funny.
Did you watch the documentary, the last Blockbuster?
I haven't. I've been wanting to get around to that, but that's also on Netflix too, which is
It is
kind
on
of
Netflix,
ironic
yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
can't
irony
be
around
enjoying
this
them.
show just kills me.
Okay, Ashton, I got 2 for you quickly.
Okay.
One show I've been. Well, actually, you know what? I'll switch it up. John Krasinski. He is Jim Halpert from The Office. He will always be Jim Halpert from The Office, and he will always be Mr. Fantastic from Multiverse of Madness. But he's dead now, so who cares? But we grabbed him.
Oh, them. I think I know what's going on.
These are the steel books of A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place Part 2.
This
Wait,
guy.
let's put it to the camera. Here's number 2, and here's number 1. Okay.
Dang.
These are steelbooks from Willow Video. Obviously, we mentioned them earlier. These movies are spectacular. These movies obviously are directed by John Krasinski, starring him and his wife Emily Blunt. Also, some other kid actors that I can't remember the names of. But these movies are like horror-esque films. So, very good, very suspenseful. If you don't know, it's aliens have landed on the planet where if you make noise, they'll come kill you. So you have to be quiet, hence A Quiet Place. And very tense movies that I love so much. I remember watching the first one in the theater and being absolutely blown away by, the action, the direction, the dialogue. Not much dialogue, but when there is dialogue, it is some of the best stuff you'll see in like a horror movie type of thing. I mean, look at this cover. Like Emily Blunt with the scratch marks on it, and it's actually like imprinted in here. If for those on the pod, I mean, for those listening like on Spotify, it's just like scratches in the steel. These are good Blu-rays that I highly recommend. And steelbooks, I love steelbooks. Ashton knows how much I love steelbooks.
Yep. This guy's a fan.
For those watching on YouTube, I was gonna put them behind here, cover up Boba Fett, and put them right beside Winnie the Pooh.
Wow, this is pretty much like your whole relationship with Star Wars this past month and a half.
Dude, literally, I'd say a bad breakup with Star Wars. I don't know. I just haven't been like interested in watching that stuff. I will eventually because I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been kind of on a Star Trek phase.
Oh.
Which brings me to my next pick.
Okay.
It's not. I've been watching Star Trek Discovery. So it's not a lot of people know about it, but it is a TV show based in a different timeline than the original generation. Star Trek is very confusing for some people because there's technically every single Star Trek show is intertwined in different universes, in different timelines. So, and plus that including the TV shows and the movies. It's a crazy thing. But Discovery is very it's shot very well. It looks like it's a movie but shot for TV. There's a lot of big action shots and big CGI is really good. Like the CGI is something you will see in Avatar, which is something we're gonna review when it comes out.
We will.
We will, yes. I think you do. I think we have to review that day of.
Yeah. Hey, so, it's during the break. I'm not doing
midnight
anything.
Showing and then review it in the car.
Oh.
The first ever car review.
Car review. Get the lapel mics going.
You might have to. Star Trek Discovery is so good. I forget. You know what? I'm terrible with cast members today, but I highly recommend that you watch it. My dad started watching it when it came out, but I just hopped into it again. And actually, since I'm on Star Trek, let me grab one more steelbook.
Do it. Moving the Top Gun popcorn bowl.
Star Trek Beyond. Steelbook. So good. Obviously, this is the third of the Star Trek trilogy movies by J.J. Abrams. Probably my favorite out of the three, just because it's very, very good. And very more heartfelt because Anton Yelchin, one of the crew members, passed away before that movie was finished. So it felt like it had a lot of stakes and a very emotional tone. Also, if you're on YouTube, I see up here, up there. Let me just grab it.
Do it.
I have the Starship Enterprise, but also when you open it, it's Star Trek 1.
Ayo.
So, yeah, I'm a kind of a nerd myself. I'll also put that right here. It's turned into show and tell time with Nat.
Show and tell time with Nat.
Yeah, but Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Beyond, and yeah. So, guys, I love Star Trek. I'm one of those guys who love Star Trek and Star Wars. Two vastly different shows. I can't tell you how different they are. Star Trek's a dystopian kind of show, movie and series, and then Star Trek's a utopia. So,
And yes, you can like them both. I haven't really gotten too much into Star Trek stuff, but I can respect people that can like multiple things because that's just the world we live in.
Open-minded, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Star Trek's better. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not.
This
Sorry.
friggin' guy.
It's not.
Kick him off the pod. No.
All right, Ashton, what else have you been watching? Give me two more.
Okay.
What is rapid fire through for you?
Let's do it. John Wick. I haven't watched this movie up until like a couple weeks ago, which is kind of crazy because it it's a pretty big franchise. But my reason being is my younger brothers got way into this movie before I did, and they really wanted to watch it with me. And it's just been really hard to coordinate figuring out a time to like actually watch through the franchise. So we watched the first movie, and I gotta say I quite enjoyed it. It was a really fun like action movie. And if you've seen it, then you would know. There's a reason. There's a reason why it's one of the biggest action franchises out there right now. And if you haven't seen it and you're into action movies, then don't be like me and go watch it. Yeah.
I mean, hey, there's the fourth one coming out. Ashton,
Yeah.
catch up before it comes out because we gotta go.
I know. I haven't seen the trailer for the fourth one yet, just because I want to like get caught up on the movies before I like.
The fourth one
watch
doesn't
the
give
trailer.
anything away. The trailer at least doesn't give anything away.
Sweet.
Actually, I have a John Wick pop figure, but it's in the middle of my kind of shelf, so if I pull it out, everything's gonna fall. So I'd rather not.
This guy, the show and tell.
Dude, literally, guys, if you seen my room, it's a
And
museum.
you know it is. He has like a mini toy traders in there for anyone that knows.
Dude, I literally half the stuff is in here from Toy Traders.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so John Wick, and then the next thing I have here is what should I talk about next? Oh, okay. I've seen these before, but I haven't seen them like recently at all. Dr. Seuss animated movies. I forgot how much I love these movies. So I remember watching Horton Hears a Who in theaters back in 2008 when it released. And then, I also saw the Lorax. I think
the Lorax.
I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. Yeah, and man, I forgot how much I love these movies. Like Horton Hears a Who, Jim Carrey, Steve Carell. Like it's just one of those movies you kind of have to see if you're just into general comedies, because it's just so wholesome, so good. Important message in that movie too. There's multiple ways to interpret that movie, and I know growing up there were like a lot of things I was like, okay, this is one way to see it, and now as an adult it's like, okay, I can look at this movie and this is what it means to me now. And yeah, so that's one thing. And I was encouraged to watch it because one of our professors at school is a big film guy, and he puts like little snippets of movies, and also like he puts like little snippets of movies in his like lecture outlines, and he put in Horton Hears a Who, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to rewatch this again now. Shout out to Kyung. Yeah, so that's that. And then the Lorax, it's a fun one. Like it's a bit of a musical as well. It even has like Taylor Swift in it. And
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, right off of when Red released, which is crazy to think about because that's like 10 years ago.
Really? Was Red 10 years ago?
Yeah, 2012.
Bruh, I'm old. We're old, brother.
We're old, and that's when this movie came out too. So it's like,
since it came out,
doesn't feel that long ago. Still feels pretty new to me. But I guess the newest Dr. Seuss movie is also The Grinch, which Benedict Cumberbatch, great.
I love that movie.
I don't think it can be compared to the Jim Carrey one, just because they're two very different takes on The Grinch. I think you can like both of them. Again, open-mindedness. But yeah,
very open-minded on this podcast.
Very, very much so. Yeah,
that's why we go watch every single movie out there, because we're very open-minded.
Pretty much. So, yeah, if you need something to rewatch, just rewatch those movies. Like they're great. They hold up really well. The animation does. And there's two different studios that have like Horton Hears a Who is a different studio than the Lorax and Dr. Seuss, but still grouping them up together in a trilogy is pretty great. And I think for the most part, they're all, or no, sorry, The Grinch and The Lorax are on Crave, and Horton Hears a Who is on Disney Plus in Canada. So check it out if you want to Sorry, that was a little. That was a bit of a cheat. It was like 3 movies, but
Do you know what?
one
It's your
franchise.
pod too, bro. Who cares?
One
brother?
franchise. There we go.
All
All
right.
right, sir.
I gotta go. I'll we just tell you a couple here.
Sure.
All right. Where do I want to start? I'll start with a couple TV shows. The Mighty Ducks. Obviously, I'm
Okay.
a hockey guy, so I've been watching the Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus. Very campy. It's a kids show. It's very like unrealistic hockey wise, but who cares, man? The show's great. It's fun. It's hockey. I love it. Who cares? Canada, let's go. Wow, let's go. Obviously, you can see a hockey stick in the background right here if you're watching on YouTube. So, and obviously right here. Obviously. So.
This guy.
Show and tell, baby. It's all about show and tell today. Yeah, no, this show is a lot of fun. Season 2 is actually a lot of fun because Josh Duhamel? Sure, Josh
Something
Duhamel. You know,
like that.
he's from he played that one guy. I remember him from Transformers with the sergeant in the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay movies.
Oh, okay. I still haven't seen those, but I
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, I was never. I have a whole thing about why I'm not like Transformers wasn't my thing as a kid, but I won't go into that now.
You tell me later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun. I've been watching that. What else have I been watching? Oh, so a movie in 2020. What year is it? A movie that I actually watched with our friend Mish in 2021 was Come On, Come On. And this movie has Joaquin Phoenix. It's black and white, and it's a movie I forgot about, but
Oh.
I watched it again, and I can't believe I forgot about this movie. This movie is probably one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Just because it's real. It literally is real. Like, they shot it in like New York with real people who didn't know they were being like filmed. Ashton, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Highly recommend. Give it a watch. It's about Joaquin Phoenix and his son, not his actual son, but his son that he plays. His nephew. Sorry, it's his nephew, and I think it's a really beautiful film. Joaquin Phoenix, I think he's better in this than Joker.
Okay.
Hot. That's the hottest take I said on this podcast today, other than Star Wars sucks. But
This guy.
no, yeah, highly recommend giving this movie a watch. It deserves way more attention than it did. Can't believe it didn't get nominated for a Oscar for anything really. And yeah, and because Ashton said 3, I'm gonna do one more. Hockey Girls. Since I'm on hockey, might as well go back to hockey.
Might as well.
The Hockey Girls on Netflix. It's not ice hockey. It's not floor hockey, roller hockey. It's actually like roller skating hockey in like Italy. It's a foreign TV show. Honestly, I've watched 5 episodes of it so far because I haven't seen all of it just because the episodes are kind of long and you have to pay attention because they don't speak English unless you're one of those lamos who turns on English dub. But whatever. Don't be that guy. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Yeah. Quick thing. But Ashton, I'm gonna segue us into something
Okay.
that we both saw.
Okay.
As Ashton has said, we are very open-minded guys. But Ashton, you would say we are bros, correct?
I would say that. Yeah, we're bros.
And so as bros, we took 2 other bros to watch the movie Bros.
We went as a quad bro troop. It was.
Okay.
We should have gone with an odd number. I'm gonna just say that right now.
I mean, okay, so Bros is a film starring Billy Eichner. He was a comedian. You guys, I'm sure some people know.
Yeah.
And this movie is about a gay man who has a podcast trying to find love. That's as vague as I can say it without giving anything away.
Yeah.
It's a Judd Apatow production. If you don't know Judd Apatow, he did Knocked Up. He did it, but like Trainwrecked, Trainwreck, not wrecked. Bridesmaids, some really funny movies. This movie I found was a little more graphic than I wanted it to be.
Same.
But at the end of the day, it was a movie that had an agenda, right, Ashley? Would you say it had an agenda?
For sure.
I don't want to say like it shoved it down our throat, but it kind of shoved it down our throat. But it was a funny movie. I did enjoy it, but I can't recommend this to anyone really, just because of the subject matter. But hey, we're podcasters. Why would we not go watch this movie?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it's like we're open-minded.
We're open-minded. That's like I feel like you kind of had to know what the movie's about if you're going to go see it. And obviously we did. So we weren't caught off guard by any of the agenda stuff or anything like that. Like we kind of knew it was coming. I think what did catch us off guard was kind of how graphic it was, because it was marketed hardcore as like this like gay rom-com, which, let's see what a gay rom-com looks like, let's test the waters and see. And it was like, I don't know if I'd call this a rom-com as much as I'd call it like this
just a
comedy with some very R-rated scenes in it that I think would make a lot of people, regardless of gender or any kind of sexuality identification,
don't bring your parents.
Very uncomfortable. Yeah, don't bring your parents to this. I know, like I was driving home, the other guys in the car, the other bros in the car, and we were talking about it after. We're like, even aside from like, because again, we all knew what we were getting into, but we're just like, you know what, this wasn't what we were expecting, and it was a little rough. This is not what we'd signed up for.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
We did go on a Tuesday, so we didn't pay full price. That's the best part.
That was the nice part. I wouldn't say necessarily. I think the reason we just disliked it was mostly because it was marketed poorly as to what it actually was.
100%.
Not because of like other things. Like obviously we wanted to give this movie a first shot, but we were all very caught off guard and kind of uncomfortable. And it was only the four of us in the theater.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, there's only four of us.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday at 7:00. Like,
yeah.
How does that happen?
And I think what I don't understand is how, and actually, wait, now, are you done? Because I can segue into something.
Oh, go for it. Yeah. No. Go.
Okay. Because a couple of days ago, we watched another movie, which we did a review for. So we won't talk about it too much on here. But this movie performed worse in the box office than Bros did. And I wasn't entirely sure why, because this movie was like a lot better of a movie in my opinion. But Amsterdam, go check out our review on that one. We did that one with Cass.
Shout out Cass.
Yeah. Shout out. But yeah, I think we gave Bros a shot, and it was, not something we were expecting. And I don't necessarily know if I would have gone to see this movie in theaters, like if I had known some of the scenes in it. Kind of would have been nice to watch it at home where I can just kind of click past a few things.
Yeah,
but fast forward, Yeah, I guess that's enough on Bros.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay, Ashton, what else you got?
Okay, moving into something a little heavier. This is a movie I've had on my watch list for a while. It came out in 2019. It's a Netflix original. And this movie deals with a really heavy subject of morality that I guess, at least for us in Canada, is becoming a little more of a predominant subject, just given some things that have happened. And yeah, I wanted to give this movie a shot because I heard from like another podcast I listened to about movies. Shout out to the Movie Proposal, by the way, that it was like a really good. Yeah, you do too?
Dude, let's go.
Oh, let's go. See, we're still learning stuff.
Simpatico.
One of the hosts on that wrote a book that we had to read in our first year, in our first spirit formation class. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so anyway, it was a movie called Paddleton. And this movie, it has Ray Romano. I forget what the other guy's name is. But it is such a heartthrobber. Now, have you seen this one?
Paddleton?
Paddleton. Like Padde or Paddleton.
That sounds familiar. Let's check. Oh, I've not seen this movie.
Okay. Well, yeah, this movie, it made me cry. This is a movie that we've done an episode on here before called Movies That Made Us Cry, and we have to redo, partly just because of this movie. But I've kind of been like the guy that doesn't cry at movies, not because I don't get emotional. There's like a few select ones that I have cried in, but most of those reasons have been because it relates to something that's happened in my own life and like a reason why I've cried, because something was relevant. And this was just completely because of the movie, the performances, just everything in it. It was an emotional movie. Pretty much the premise is one guy finds out he has cancer that's untreatable, and it's going to be a very painful death. So he requests assisted suicide. And his friend, the movie is mostly about his friend trying to come to terms with, that idea of him going out that way. And it is just like this emotional roller coaster. Ray Romano's the friend in this, and he's just been on fire with his drama roles recently. Like The Big Sick was like crazy.
Oh, did you watch that movie?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
I watched the pod before, actually.
You did, yeah. I watched it like shortly after it came out. Crazy movie. Also in what was that other TV show that's on Prime? The one with Kristen Milotti.
Oh, Made for Love?
Made for Love, yeah. He was amazing in that TV show as well. I grew up watching Everyone Loves Raymond, so like, the whole Ray Romano is like a comedy guy, but just seeing him in these dramatic roles just has me like, oh my gosh, he and Steve Carell can like nail these things. It's just very emotional seeing the journey, seeing like, this is this guy's bro, like his best friend, and he has to watch him either die a very, very painful death, or he has to be the one to administer the pills and, kill his friend, but save him from going through that pain. And it's this really big moral dilemma mixed into a movie. And the whole movie is designed to make you uncomfortable. I don't necessarily know if it takes an official stance just because of some of the scenes in it. I don't think it takes an official stance on what's the right thing to do, whether like assisted death is something that is a good thing or a bad thing, but it puts out the situation out there and kind of lets you like figure out the moral ramifications in your own life, I guess. And it is incredible. I would highly recommend this one. I don't know why, like, I don't think it got nominated for any kind of awards or anything. Dude,
I can check that right now.
Check it out, because just in case. But
Awards.
Paddleton Awards or whatever. But if it didn't, that's just like a really big mistake, because it is absolutely incredible.
It won.
Oh, it did.
Wait, no, it didn't win. It got nominated for Best Special Makeup Effects.
Really? Okay.
From Hollywood Makeup Artist and Hairstylist Guild Award.
That's interesting, because none of that stuff's like stuck out to me whatsoever. It was mostly like the performances, the pacing, the shots, like the cinematography was pretty good in this actually. And yeah, I mean, like there were multiple times where like they've used like a one shot technique, and it really delivers what a one shot is supposed to deliver. So yeah,
1917, baby.
1917. Watched that one recently again too. That's still holds up. Still love
I
that
watched
movie.
that one. I watched that one. Like, Remembrance Day.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's Paddleton. Amazing movie. Definitely not for the faint of heart. I wouldn't recommend everyone watch this, but if you are into like dramas and you like things that get you to think through like moral struggles and moral dilemmas, check out this movie. Or even if you just like, seeing actors like Ray Romano in dramatic roles, then check it out, because it is amazing. It might make my top 10. I'm not sure. I'm still figuring that out.
All right. I you know what? Before I forget, we add that quickly to my list
Do it.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Paddleton.
It's actually pretty short. It's only an hour and a half, which
Okay, it's on my list.
surprised me. But yeah, it delivers in the hour and a half.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Might have to.
Thanks, Ashton. Should I give an emotional pick now? Do I have to
Do
say a
it.
sad movie?
Do it if you have one. I don't know.
Do I have a sad movie? I do actually. I kind of do.
Okay.
This movie came out in 2019. I want to say.
Hey, it's the same year as Paddleton.
Yeah, dude. I heard about Paddleton. I just didn't watch it. Oh yeah, the movie that I'm talking about did come out in 2019.
Okay.
I watched it when it came out because it came out in 2019, but wasn't released till 2020. And I watched it like during the pandemic, like right at the height of the pandemic, like in March. So this is a movie that I was able to watch a lot, like right away. Like I think I watched it back to back. Like I watched it and I'm like, okay, I'm watching that again. Marriage Story.
Okay.
Directed by Nora Baumbach, Adam Driver, Laura Dern, Scarlett Johansson. Not gonna lie, Ashton, this is probably one of my favorite acting performances of all time by Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson.
Not Kylo Ren. No, I'm kidding. It's
Kylo
Jacked. Says Ben Swallow.
Ben Swallow. No, like, dude, this movie's so good. It's about this couple who is getting divorced, and it's the story. They go back from like why they're getting divorced, but like also like everything leading up to the divorce, like the trial and like getting a lawyer. But also they have a son, and like obviously my parents are divorced, but I have friends. Well, many of my friends whose parents are divorced, and they do talk about how like that hurts them because they feel like it's their fault. Like I know, like a lot of my friends blame themselves, and this kind of shows how like it isn't. But I know for some cases it is, but I don't want to get into that right now. But this movie is just so good about the way it depicts, marriage and love. Obviously, we're not married, so we can't say too much. But from just
I'm sorry, I'm not married. I'm still single.
Yeah.
Nah.
from the perspective of like just love and just relationships, I think it's a great movie to watch. Great movie to like cinema wise, it's shot beautifully. Noah Baumbach obviously has done some other things like I think he did Boyhood, or was that Richard Linklater? No, that was Linklater. Baumbach's done other things. I just can't remember right now. But man, Adam Driver, I think got nominated for an Oscar. I know Laura Dern won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for this movie. If you don't know who Laura Dern is, she was Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park and World and whatever you want it to be. Oh, Noah Baumbach did Her, with Joaquin Phoenix, which is a very, very good movie. And man, I can't say anything bad about this movie. I think it's just one of those things where, to me, it's almost a perfect movie. Like I said, like I've said multiple times, I don't think there is a perfect movie. Maybe the closest you can get is Cinema Paradiso, but that's like a very like douchebag movie pick. Yeah, Marriage Story. Give it a watch. It's a sad movie too. It'll make you cry in a different way than Paddleton will probably make you cry.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Family and divorce and relationship is just one of those things where like it's easy to make you cry because everyone has a family, even if they're gone or dead. It's Give it a watch, man. Netflix. That's where you watch it.
I already added it to my watch list.
Let's freaking go.
I need
buddy.
more sad movies in my life.
And speaking of sad movies, Ashton, let us talk about something that we both watched.
Okay.
Wait, did we talk about this movie on the last?
Which one was it?
Don't Worry, Darling. Did we talk about that?
Oh yeah,
last
we did.
time?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Scratch that, guys.
I mean,
let's talk about Black Adam then.
Black Adam. That's a movie we watched. Are we gonna do a review for that?
I feel like think we can. We can just do a bonus one or something.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. I mean, like if we can do it as a bonus review for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that was kind of like I know after we left the theater, we were both very much in that mindset where it was like, you know what, this was pretty good, all things considered. Like, we thought it was gonna be trash.
You know what? I thought this was the best looking DCEU movie. Hot take? Hot take. Wonder
Okay.
Woman looked great, but I mean, for like a comic book movie, this felt like a comic book. In like some scenes, obviously, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's, he's okay. He's Dwayne the Rock Johnson in this movie, just very stoic and old.
Yeah.
I mean, Justice Society of America was also in this with Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, which I thought was one of his best performances in a long time.
And honestly, I think my favorite part of the whole movie. But I had some problems with him as well.
I mean, dude, this movie's a mess, but it's like a good mess.
Yeah.
It's like when your room's kind of like, it's kind of like when your room's a mess, but you know where everything is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is my room right now. So.
Yeah, same. I mean, there's a reason I have the camera angled like this.
This is why this is a corner of my room.
Yeah.
You guys aren't seeing anything over there.
There's a reason
yeah.
I'm not moving this chair.
I mean, yeah, I thought Black Adam was great. It was fine. I liked it. Like, cool. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I think if you're a comic book fan or even like a DC fan, you have to watch.
Yeah,
it still
absolutely.
confuses me as to why this movie exists, and why it took so long for them to make, and why it was still kind of like a little meh because it took them because they're developing it for so long. I know like there's a lot of behind the scenes drama stuff, but Dwayne Johnson was like working on this movie well before he even became like a big Hollywood A-lister. So to me, it was kind of like, okay, well now you're a big Hollywood A-lister and your movies have not changed a bit. As bad as it sounds. I love some of the Easter eggs they put in there. They stacked it full of Easter eggs.
Yes.
I know there's like one Dr. Fate scene where he's doing like a move that he does in Injustice, and it's just like, oh my gosh. That's it. That's
Great
that's
game, by the way.
Great game. Better than this movie. Not to trash on it. Like I it's not a horrible movie by any means. Like it's not like making a list of like worst movies of the year, I don't think.
It's not Morbius level.
It's not Morbius level. And honestly, it was kind of refreshing to get a DC movie where, it was just different because all of them have kind of felt very similar, whether it's like the Snyder movies. I mean, the Batman felt pretty different, but this is like a different feel than the Batman. This is more like, DC universe. And I think the best part of what this movie did, obviously, you will know spoilers, but you'll know this unless you've been hiding underneath a rock. Henry Cavill's back as Superman. So there's that. Of course.
Superman. Whee!
Of course he has something there. Yeah, so check it out. If you just want to watch a generic superhero movie is how I would put it. I don't know. I've talked to some people that just genuinely enjoy this and they'd put it over a ton of different Marvel movies, but it's kind of hard to when you watch a ton of movies in general. It's like, you know what? I've seen a lot better this year.
I mean, like I say all the time, like, we're not your typical movie watching guys. We look for like, okay, what type of like frame rate did they shoot this in? What lens did they use?
Yeah.
What is the editing styles? Oh my gosh, look at that Dutch angle. Oh, look at that split diopter shot. I mean, like, we're those guys. So obviously, for like some other movies, we're gonna be harder on movies than our parents will be.
Probably.
And
than most movie goers would be. And honestly, this movie, I like the CGI in it, but it still felt very comic booky CGI, which is a good thing or a bad thing depending on your preference. I'm definitely more of a practical effects guy. I get it doesn't work in every scenario, but I feel like they could have done a little more with practical in this movie and it still would have made it better. That's just my hot take of the day. Put it out there.
It's okay. Hey, you're allowed to have hot takes. I feel like I'm the one with the hot takes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Black Panther sucked. The first one, not the second one.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Well,
Hopefully, I think no, we recorded a review on the second one. We can include that in here. We watched the second one. We recorded a review on it.
yeah. So
with our friend
it was
Jerome.
good.
It was
great.
good. Yeah, we
Let's not say too much.
Yeah, we
Go
won't say
watch
too
that
much.
episode.
We won't say too much. Watch the episode. But good movie. Good movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, Ashton. Let's give me 3 rapid fire, then I'll give you 3 rapid fire.
3 rapid fire. Okay. All Quiet on the Western Front.
My Siri just went off.
Oh, that's so
And
funny.
then my Alexa. Hey Alexa. Hey Alexa. Shut up.
Shout out the cameo from I have one in here, so I won't say the full name, but from the Echo. Shout out from the Echo.
I think, did I say Alexa? Oh shoot.
You did now, sir.
Dang.
But yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front. Nat hasn't seen it, so I'm not going to say too much. But if you're like me and you watch this and you read the book in high school, this movie's terrific. Absolutely amazing. It definitely gives you a whole different feel of what a war movie is and what war was actually like. And it's nice to have another movie about World War One, because that's something that Hollywood hasn't done as well as, give more representation to the Great War. World War II always seems to overshadow World War One, and I know a lot about World War II, but not as much about World War One. So the more stuff from there, the merrier. So check that out. I think we should do a review on this, but Nat needs to watch the movie first. So
dude, I can watch it this weekend.
Yeah, do it. It's a long one. It's like 3 hours.
Oh well, I've seen longer movies.
Yeah, you're right. Sing 2. I know Nat watched this movie in theaters. I didn't get around to it,
yes.
But this movie, absolutely terrific. I think I still like the first one better, but this was a pretty great follow-up. And, the cast, the singing, obviously, we're big musical guys on here. So, check it out if you're also into musicals. Or if you just want like a fun family-friendly movie to watch. Terrific movie. And then, you know what? I'm going to put a game in here. I've talked about this game before on the pod. It Takes Two. Me and my brother finally finished playing it. We've been doing some house renos, so we didn't really get to do full justice to this game. But we have a Series X. We bought this to be like our big Series X game together, and we were like, we'll just wait out. And we didn't have our TV set up, so we're like, you know what? We'll just wait till we can get our good TV, our 120 hertz TV.
You guys, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and we have a game room and everything now, all set up, and so we're like, you know what? Let's just finish it. So we finished it in a night, and it is like terrific. I'm so upset it didn't get nominated for any Game of the Year awards, but it's such an amazing game, and something we've lost in video games lately is like couch co-op, where you can play through like a story-based game with a friend and have an equally amazing but different experience to them in a way, if that makes sense. Like if you're playing New Super Mario Bros, you're gonna play differently if you're playing as Luigi as opposed to the person playing as Mario, because Luigi acts different, and that's kind of like what the characters do in this game, but they also do the same amount of things. So yeah, check out It Takes Two if you're looking for a fun couch co-op thing. Now we got to play this over the break.
Bro, I feel like one of us has to sleep over at each other's place just to do stuff this Christmas.
Well, the nice thing about this is, like, because I already own the game, you just have to install the free download for the game.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we can just like video call it.
Dude, let's do it. Discord, baby.
Discord, baby. And shout out to Xbox. There's actual Discord integration on it now. So
really, dude. Okay, might have to go to Xbox. Might have to go back.
Might have to. Yeah. So okay. Nat, what you watching?
Oh, was that 3? Okay, 3 rapid
3.
fire. Suspiria of 2018 film. It has Chloe Grace Moretz, Tilda Swinton, Dakota Johnson, a couple other famous actresses. Mia Goth, who is getting really big now. This movie is based on a horror movie that came out in the 60s. I love this movie. This movie is one of the best movies best horror movies that come out in the last like 5, 6 years. Can't say anything really bad about it. It is not for the faint of heart. Horror movies are not. It's
They
very
are
like
not.
psychological and but it's one of the most like well shot horror movies that have come out in the last while. And yeah, give that a watch. Amazon Prime. The second one is McFarland USA. Now this is a Disney film.
I watched this one shortly after it released.
Dude, it's good, right?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty inspirational. It's about this coach, ex-football coach, who moves to McFarland, which is mainly like Spanish town, right?
Something like that.
And he becomes
I
like
watched it when it first came out.
Yeah, he becomes their track coach, and helps not track, cross country coach, and like makes them win a bunch of championships. Very inspirational. It kind of goes against the stigma of like what's it called? I don't want to say anything bad, but like Spanish people being like gang violence. It goes against the stigma of that, and I think that's really important, especially today. Like everything's changed in the last 20 something years since that stuff has been like prominent in our lives. I mean, I know like that stuff still goes on, but it's more stereotype now than anything. So I think that's a really good movie to watch when the stuff like that comes out. And my last rapid fire pick. Do you know what? I might as well pick a video game too. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. No, I'm kidding. No, I think we play that. Do you play that every day? I feel like I play that every day.
I'm just about at that point, just because I've been training up a little bit more.
Yeah, we have a tournament in April, so we are training up. No, but a video game that I started playing again, and Ashton's gonna be very happy that I started playing this. Mario Super Mario? No, Mario Galaxy 1?
Yo, yes, let's friggin' go. Yeah,
I
Super Mario
finally
Galaxy.
started it.
Let's friggin' go.
I have 3D All Stars on the Switch, so I mostly play 64 because that's like that's my game, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like
I've been pushing this guy to play Galaxy for a long time.
I played for half an hour. I didn't hate it. I loved it. It was fine. It was great. Can't say anything bad about it yet. Soundtrack slaps. Oh my 100%.
Goodness. I wish they released the soundtrack. They did a special release to people that were like part of Club Nintendo where they like sold the soundtrack, but they never put it out on streaming services. They never like sold the CD elsewhere. I really want to pick this up just to have it in the car. It's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Ash and I, we like listen to like video game stuff in the car sometimes.
Yeah. No,
the last surprise.
We have to do it. We have to do a soundtrack episode at some point with movies.
Dude,
and
we've
video
been saying
games
that since we started the podcast.
Yeah,
so it'll be like soundtrack for movies and video games and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Ash, how many do you have left here?
Not too many actually. We've narrowed down the list.
Okay, good. I'm running out of stuff here, so
okay.
I'm gonna just shoot off the hip. 2 more rapid fire?
Or you
can go into depth.
Well, you know what? Let's do something that we've watched together and go into depth.
Okay.
Dahmer.
Okay.
Maybe we don't have to go into too much depth about it.
Not too much depth, but
we'll discuss some things about it. So Nat, question for you. Did you know much about Jeffrey Dahmer before watching the show?
More than the regular human being should, yes. Obviously, we're Gen Z, so us Gen Zs have gone through. A lot of us have gone through a serial killer phase, like murder mystery stuff. Like at least I have. I know
100%. At the beginning of COVID, that's what everyone was doing.
I know people like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die." Yeah. I mean, like, dude, Jeffrey Dahmer is one of those things where it's like, he's one of those guys who, obviously, as like a person who took psychology, like I'm very interested in that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, what went wrong in his brain? I know it sounds bad saying what went wrong in his brain, but obviously that's what serial killers do, right? They're a little misstep, a little screw loose. But I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer, one of the most famous serial killers, which is a sentence I never thought I would say.
Yeah.
But obviously there are some other ones, but Jeffrey Dahmer is very special case because he oh, I don't know. Can we say this? Can I even say what he did?
Yeah, I think so.
Is YouTube gonna kill us? Actually, no. People have talked about it on YouTube. Whatever.
People have talked
He eats
about it
people.
before.
He
Yeah.
ate people. He ate his victims. And yeah, Ashton, what do you think?
And the reasoning behind it is also fascinating from a psychological standpoint. Like I too am also kind of interested in the psychology of it. Like my grandpa is a retired psychiatrist, and like my mom and sister are doing counseling stuff, and I kind of grew up in an atmosphere where it's like, I wonder why this led this person to do this, or like, just trying to figure out like brain science and stuff. So always kind of been an interest of mine. And even through doing some pastoral counseling stuff, it kind of is just like, oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's really interesting. The fact that like the reason he did what he did with his victims was because he wanted to feel closer to his victims, and the only way he could see to do that was through devouring their
Organs.
So keep that in mind. Don't watch this if you're easily disturbed by that stuff, because
They do show stuff too, so
they show stuff.
trigger warning.
I know, like, it took me a while to go through this show. This is not a show you can binge.
Don't be me.
Very much
Do not be
disturbing.
me.
Don't be Nat.
I binged it like in one night and I felt sick.
Yeah.
I started like at 11 o'clock too.
Yeah, that's not it. I know I started the first episode at like 10:30. I was like, all right, let's see what the hype is about. And by the end of the first episode, I was like, there's no way I'm continuing on further. I just need to like think about what I watched, maybe like watch something else in between to soften the blow.
Go hug your
and then
mom.
come back to it. Go hug my mom, do something like that. Yeah, it is a show, but the performances in it from like Evan Peters is like,
Oh, dude, he's gonna win an Emmy.
he better. I will be upset if he doesn't. And it's crazy. Like I've seen him in so many things, but this is the first thing I've seen him in where I've actually noticed his performance a lot more. And how, like, when he's in the show, he's not Evan Peters, he's not
Jeffrey
Quicksilver, he's Jeffrey Dahmer, and it's like, oh,
Very good.
very
Great
good.
performance.
Yeah, and like I knew a bit about Jeffrey Dahmer before watching this. Like I was like in on the trend listening to like the murder podcast and like the serial killer podcast.
Yeah.
Still do every once in a while, just again the interest. But just kind of getting into some stuff about more in depth about Jeffrey Dahmer. It's like, oh my gosh, this kid was broken.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. And it's really interesting to have that kind of internal discussion about, okay, where did we as a society go wrong and continue to go wrong even throughout some of this other stuff that happened after Jeffrey Dahmer, but also like, where did different things fail him? Is there, there's this whole thing where his dad is blaming himself for letting all this stuff happen. And it's just like, is that even an acceptable response? Like what's going first can you even use that as a justification for something that was so horribly grotesque and
Right.
horrifying? So there's just a lot of questions that this show brings up. So if you're into like a lot of the psychological stuff aspect of it,
It's very interesting. Like,
it's interesting.
you dissect
There's a
it.
lot there. You can dissect it. Like even I found myself taking notes and writing down a couple questions on my phone of things that were coming to mind. And, it's just interesting to like think through. But again, very disturbing. I didn't know about some of the last details of his life though. Like there's that really cool thing where he's in prison and he gets baptized. And it's just like that even brings out more theological questions. And we're in Bible college, so we're obviously going to ask that stuff of like, okay, but is this how like grace and redemption works? Was
that
this
how
like
it
a
works?
genuine thing? Like, at what point do we start? And like obviously we're thinking through this stuff, and this isn't a podcast about answering any of that stuff, so we won't.
We're not qualified. We're not qualified.
We're not really qualified for it.
We're
still
young.
students.
Yeah.
We're nerds. But it's it is very interesting to go into this and just have those thoughts. And yeah, I mean, if you're just wanting to watch this because of the trend, don't.
Don't
Watch it
watch
if
this
you have a
you
genuine
want to.
interest in some of the psychological aspects of it, because I think that's the only way you'll manage to get through it. Or else if you're a serial killer, that might be another reason that you'll get through it. Yeah, that's Dahmer in a nutshell.
I mean, actually, I guess you can say this show is best served cut open, dissected, and displayed for the world to see.
You're so lucky we're not in person right now. I would have slapped your arm so hard. Oh gosh, I'm gonna throw up. Dude, the practical effects in this was amazing.
Yeah, too amazing. Like really
Too
good.
amazing. It was a little over the top. Yeah.
I could have gone my whole life without seeing that liver being eaten. Well, to be fair, I have eaten liver because that's part of my Asian culture, but we don't eat it raw. We cook it. Like, you crazy?
Yeah. And the
We put it
fact
in
that it's
soup.
also human is a little. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. How should we structure this? How many do you have left, Ash? Like, I count.
Let me see here. I have like four or five things I can put on here.
Perfect. 4 things. I have 4 things as well.
Oh, sweet.
I was gonna go really quickly about this one. I talked about the show before on the podcast. Mythic Quest on Apple TV Plus. It's like The Office, but at a video game like studio. The new season just came out, and I love it. It's so funny. Like, obviously, it's by the guys who created It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is a very controversial show nowadays. But back then, like in 2004 or 5, it wasn't that bad. That's why a lot of like the TV shows, like The Office, like The Big Bang Theory, are shows that you can't make anymore. Like
For real.
Diversity Day on The Office would not fly now.
Not at all.
No.
Barney Stinson's character would not be.
Yes,
a thing.
Barney Stinson, How I Met Your Mother. Obviously, we love that show. Dude, when is How I Met Your Mother? How I Met Your Father season 2 coming out? On Disney Plus?
I think it might already have come out in like different regions.
Man.
Canada sucks with getting that stuff going.
I want it.
Yeah, I think they're in the process of making season 3 right now, which is kind of like frick. But
Anyways, Mythic Quest. Give it a watch. There you go.
yeah, cool.
Well, give me another one, Ashton. Hit me with another one.
All right, this is one. Actually, I think we talked about this on our very first episode of What You Watching, but I recently rewatched it, and I have a slightly different take on it.
Okay.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I totally thought I could watch this with my family, and then as it turned out, my family actually did kind of like it, but they were also like, you know what? They didn't need a lot of like the swearing or whatever in it. And I feel like after watching a lot of different movies and TV shows and, growing up in this era, you can kind of get a little desensitized to it. But it was kind of like, you know what? Is this something that actually hurt what could have been a good family movie more, or was it actually needed? And I feel like in some scenes it was needed, but generally speaking, yeah, I think some of the stuff, besides some of the action sequences, things were a little too grotesque. But overall, I still laughed. I forgot about so much about what actually happened in the movie, and we saw it in friggin' April, when it came out.
In
so
April, yeah, we watched it opening day.
Yeah, so in my mind, it was just like, all right, let's just put this on and see what everyone thinks. And it was like, oh right, no, this happens and this happens, and oh right,
It's
I
Nicolas
forgot.
Cage, man. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. So it'll keep surprising you, but it held up on the rewatch pretty okay, all things considered. So check it out. I want to rewatch Ambulance now.
Dude, that's a movie that we raved about. At least for me, I loved it.
Yeah,
Michael Bay's best movie since Armageddon.
yeah.
Or what's it called? Bad Boys. Bad Boys is really good too.
Yeah, true.
Another quick one. Hello, my name is Doris. Yes, that is the name of a movie. As Sally Fields, obviously she's been in other things like she was Forrest Gump's mother, and she's been around for a very long
Oh,
time.
I forgot she was Forrest Gump's mother.
Yeah, Sally Fields, man.
Yeah. Wow, she's old. She was Aunt May as well in the Amazing Spider-Man
In the
movies.
Amazing Spider-Man, yes. But Hello, My Name is Doris is about this older lady whose husband passed away, and she's finding something new to do. Right? She's finding like she applies for this like very like bougie like millennial upstart company, and there happens to be this guy who works there. I forget his name, but he's played by Max Greenfield. And if you don't know who Max Greenfield is, ask a New Girl fan because he's Schmidt from New
Yeah.
Girl. And you guys know how much we love New Girl on this podcast. And it's really charming. It's a very charming movie. It deals with like relationships, obviously, and I feel like this is a movie that has gone under the radar in the last few years just because it's kind of creepy seeing an older lady and a younger man being in a relationship. But it's not weird. It's like very wholesome. It's a wholesome relationship that doesn't cross any lines. And yes, hello, my name is Doris.
Sweet. Okay.
Give me another
next,
one, buddy.
Next thing I have here is Only Murders in the Building. So I think I've talked about this before. I really love the first season, and I've still been working my way through the second season. But this was like one of the things that we were gonna make as like our family TV show. Unfortunately, just everyone in my family is so busy that we didn't have time to like sit down and watch past the first episode together. So after a couple of months, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna continue on through it, and I'll rewatch it with people during Christmas time if they want. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm on episode like 5 right now, and I'm so invested. I love murder mystery shows, man. It is just like, I don't know. I love being that guy that can just like try to call things or try to come up with theories as I'm going through it. My
This
whole
guy.
family does. Like my grandparents are really into murder mysteries as well, and it's yeah, love it. So great show so far.
Yeah, I haven't started season 2 yet. Actually, I was talking about it with Jen.
Okay.
Literally yesterday.
Okay.
And yeah, first season was good. I got to start the second season.
Yeah, first season was like actually one of my favorite shows of last year.
Yeah, we talked about this show before, right?
I think we have.
Okay.
But yeah,
Not in depth though.
Not in depth, and maybe we should like let us know if you want to hear about that.
Bonus episode.
Bonus episode might have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second season is like really good so far. So
Yeah, that's cool.
it has like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. So
That's-
it's like
For TV shows, like it's pretty high. Honestly,
Yeah.
usually it's pretty high. For movies, it's harder, but
yeah,
it's good. It deserves 99%. I give it 99%.
100%.
Another TV show that does not have 99% on Rotten Tomatoes is this little TV show called Love. It's on Netflix, starring Gillian Jacobs. She's from Community. Britta. She's Britta on Community. Another Judd Apatow show on Netflix. It's very, what's the word? Raunchy, because it's a Judd Apatow movie. It's about this couple in LA trying to find love. That's all I'm gonna give you, because
Okay.
that's literally all it is, and they navigate through crazy LA trying to find love with their friends, and obviously stuff goes awry, and so people have addictions, and when people you love have addictions, it's hard not only for the person with addictions but for everyone around you, and it goes a lot deeper than it needs to be, which I really appreciate about that. And yeah, there we go. Not a show for everybody, but I like it because I'm weird.
Okay. No, that's awesome. I'll have to give that one a watch.
Yeah, it's pretty long. There's like a few seasons. There's like 4 seasons.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hey, Christmas is coming up. Might have to.
Yeah, you got.
I need to start like I have a long watch list for movies and TV shows, but I need to get some things set for me to watch after exams.
Yeah,
That
fair
will be
enough.
my reward. Yeah, okay.
Couple more? How many
Couple
got?
more. So,
Bet.
here's the thing. So the next three I want to talk about are all there's something we haven't done on this like nerd segment before, because they're all
Okay.
music.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I know which one. What? No, one of them. What you're gonna say?
100%. Why don't we start off with that one?
Sure.
All right, Taylor Swift's Midnights. There, I said it. We had a whole watch party at our school with this one. Shout out to
Shout out
everyone
to
that
the
was
friends.
there.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we were debating doing like a listening party and recording something for this, but it was just so much better to like have that like
Just listen.
listen with other passionate fans and just kind of like, or even people that were just there because, oh, it's Taylor Swift, might as well. It was like good community bonding. And yeah, dude, I've been listening to that album nonstop since
Me
it
too,
came out.
brother.
Yeah.
Top 3 songs.
Okay, so
Tell
my
me
top
right
three
now.
songs have changed quite a bit since I first started listening to it, and honestly, it keeps evolving a bit more. Sorry, I just have to pull it up. I know. I
Oh, I
yeah,
think you cut
I've
out.
kind of been
Hang
adding
on.
things in
Ashton,
and
you
out of
cut
my
out,
current boss playlist. Oh shoot.
but you're
Okay.
frozen. Okay, no, it's okay. You're back. You're good.
Okay, hopefully we're good there. But yeah, would have, could have, should have is like probably top for me right now.
Okay.
Uh, and then also Masterminds. I think we're gonna do a Taylor Swift episode, so we can get more in
Yes,
depth
very
about
soon
this.
too.
There, yeah. But yeah, Masterminds. I have like it just hits me on like a deeper family level, as to why I love that one, because it just reminds me of some people in my family. And then oh, it's such a toss up between Bigger Than the Whole Sky and Antihero. I think I'm gonna go with Bigger Than the Whole Sky.
Okay.
Just
I
because
respect
it's
that.
yeah, it
Very
is
emotional song.
a very emotional song, and I was even having this conversation with one of our friends that we're gonna have on the Taylor Swift episode, Maya, last night,
Yes.
because we was just like, yo, what's the song actually about? Like, is it about like, is it miscarriages or like her losing a friend or like what? And it was just like, you know what? That's the beauty of this song, is like it can be interpreted any way.
Exactly.
So yeah, that would probably be like my top three.
Wait, Ashton, I want to talk about something. What did you watch last night? Where did you go last night?
Oh, okay. I went to go see one of my new favorite ensemble bands. Few and far between.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, no, shout out. Nat, why don't you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, a quick shout out to myself. For a class where we get to technically create a band, and we went to do open mic night last night at this very, very cute like bistro. Shout out to Porter's Bistro in Langley. I'm going back.
It's
I'm
such a
going to
vibe.
sing. I will sing the Nerds of Flannel theme song.
Yes, there are
No,
lyrics for it.
yeah. Did it with we did it with a few friends, well, classmates. Well, no, they're friends. They're
Yeah.
friends. Shout out to Jen from Vibes, who was mentioned earlier. Caden, who's never been on the podcast but should be and will be eventually, and Zach, who was on an episode that got deleted.
Sad.
So yeah, yeah, that's what that's it. That's what I wanted to say. BCC mentioned
Yeah.
last night, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was last night.
And I gotta say too, I was so proud of you guys. Like, holy crap!
You've never heard me sing,
I've heard you
never-
sing during chapel once, because I think
Yeah,
you did
but
it
I
during
just-
chapel once.
but that was like backup singing.
Yeah, it was backup singing, and honestly, the confidence that you had up there while also playing was just like, oh my gosh, that's my friend, that's my bro.
Love you, buddy. Thanks for
love
coming.
you, buddy. And even with everyone else that was up there too, I was just like, holy crap, I know these people, they're my friends. So I was having a conversation earlier with one of our other friends that was also in the audience, and she was kind of talking about how she had a moment where she just was like watching a video and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I know these guys. And that's exactly how I felt. I was like, yo, this is it. This is like amazing. So yeah, shout out to
Dude,
Few and Far
you and I
Between.
gotta go sing now. We have to go.
Oh gosh.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
There's no way. There's no way. I need to do vocal lessons first.
Hey, I never took vocal lessons.
Hey, fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was pretty cool. So that's another music thing.
Yeah, there we go. You want to do a couple more? You want to do a couple music things? Or is that it?
Sure. I have more music things I can do.
Dude, just rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's
rapid
go.
fire. All right. So another album that was highly anticipated for me that came out was Lecrae, Church Close 4.
Don't know that
So
one.
if you're into like the Christian rap scene, uh, or even just like a rap scene in general, because he's kind of become a little more mainstream of like a rap artist, I guess.
Right.
It is just absolutely amazing. It deals with a lot of like the stuff that a lot of us Christians in the past couple of years have been observing in, the church culture, because that's what the
Yes.
whole church clothes thing is about addressing stuff in church culture, and just being like, what the heck, why is this happening, just seeing things go really downhill and just stuff that honestly sucks to see from our perspective. And it was just amazing to just hear it put like lyrically and just kind of like in this really strong art form. And it was like the perfect art form, and the way that he had constructed these lyrics to just address all this, absolutely astounding. Definitely one of my top favorite albums of the year. Okay, another thing is The Loneliest Time, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, I was
This
gonna say The Longest Time by Billy Joel. I'm like,
by Billy Joel. Yeah, no, this album came out actually the same night as Midnight's, and honestly, like I'd been listening to Carly Rae Jepsen off and on. She actually grew up in a city like about an hour away from where I live here in Mission, BC.
Mission. That's right. That's where she's from. I
Yeah.
always forget.
So she's like, she makes us BC people proud and Canadians even prouder. She did Call Me Maybe. That's probably like the biggest song she's put out. And honestly, this album was like definitely overshadowed by Midnight's. It is
That's
like
unfortunate.
incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. Such a bop. I've been like jamming out to it, and it's actually really cool to kind of see where the kind of music she's making now. So I'll put that in there. And then actually, I lied. I have one other album.
Do go for it.
Okay, quickly. The other album, it's from someone else who's actually pretty local. He's kind of, I wouldn't call him a rapper. Like he used to do a lot of rapping stuff, but now it's just like general hip hop stuff and just like lo-fi music and other things. His stage name is Sunreal. He does stuff in like Vernon, but also in Vancouver.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, and he just released an album that I've been listening to nonstop called Nobody's Happy All the Time, and it's incredible. Like I even got my mom listening to this guy. Like he just has like he has this amazing voice and just more of a hip hop kind of beat with a lot of his songs, but he's able to pair that with more of like an emotional sort of like retrospective of different things going on in his life, and different things that you can also relate to. Like even being like from the Lower Mainland, or even if you're just a parent, for example, there's things you can relate to in there as well. So yeah, incredible album. Those are like I think probably my four favorite albums of the year, and they all happened to come out within the past month, which is like really cool. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go rapid fire you right now. Okay, so obviously Midnight's top three. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, Paris, and Midnight Rain.
Okay.
It's easy pick for me. Another album that came out was Viva Lost Vengeance by Panic at the Disco.
Hey yo.
A big Panic at the Disco fan. Been a fan for a very long time. Went through my emo phase, like every kid does, and but I'm still listening to them because very like they have a very like vintage sound, but it's also like new sound, which is I like. It's kind of like a Frank Sinatra type of feel with like modern stuff, which is really nice, and love it, dude. I love it so much. And one more album that's not new, but I listened to a lot lately is the dude, I had the biggest brain fart. Oh,
No.
Tick Tick Boom. There you go. Tick Tick Boom soundtrack.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone knows we did a whole review about the movie. Actually, that was our second episode ever.
Episode
That's crazy.
2, baby.
That's
insane.
crazy. Obviously, Andrew Garfield was in that, based on Tick Tick Boom by Jonathan Larson, and yeah. Oh, and do you have any more things after this, or do you have a?
I have one more thing, but I think it'd be great as like the last thing.
Okay, well, I'll do it after your thing then too. Okay, well, and so one more thing I have for now is seeking. Dude, I always forget. I always mess with the title. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Now, this movie stars Steve Carell and Keira Knightley, and
Okay.
it's the end of the world, and they find each other and become friends. very well acted. And it's kind of like, because remember this came out in 2012, when obviously people thought the world was gonna end because of the Mayan calendars. And like, man, this movie, it's a lot better than it should be. Like, the acting's great, the cinematography is good for a comedy, like surprisingly good for a comedy, and plays with moral stuff, like what you would do, like who would you want to be with if the world was ending tomorrow. And I think that's really cool. And yeah, Ashton, one more thing from you, then one more thing from me, and then we're done.
You know what? Why don't you share? Because I think we can easily pick up the next episode of this from what I'm gonna share. You'll see.
Okay. So back to music, I guess. I went to a concert a few weeks back.
Yeah.
One of my favorite musical artists of all time is Sir Elton John, and our friend Maya had an extra ticket, and I went with her, which I'm so happy about. Thank you, Maya. Maya is my friend for life now. And oh my goodness, Elton John live, best concert I've been to. And man, apparently it's his
final
last
farewell.
It's goodbye, farewell, Yellow Brick Road concert tour, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, and this was his last. I went to his last live performance in Canada. Probably not gonna be his last, but let's just call it that for now. No, he was so good, man. Top 3 favorite songs: "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road," "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me," and "Crocodile Rock." Just because I'm simple. And yeah, had a great time. And packed house. BC Place was packed, man. It was like 30,000 people in there. Crazy. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't wait. I didn't get to make it out because tickets got really pricey.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
It was insane. But yeah, no, it was like I'm so hyped that they're putting like a recording of it on Disney Plus because
Oh yeah, Dodger Stadium. Is that coming like next week?
Something like that. Like if this is Elton John's like final like before retirement tour, then like our world tour at least, then it's still kind of cool to get a taste of it somewhere.
A little taste, a little appetizer.
Little taste. Yeah.
All right, Ashton, bring us home, buddy.
All right. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say what I watched, and then we can talk about it next episode because you'll have definitely watched it next episode. But it's the movie I just saw a couple hours ago.
Wait. Oh, okay, that. Okay. Wait, you want me to watch this for next episode? Or do you want to review it?
Or we could review it. We could do a separate review for it. I would be down to do a review of this one because it's actually really crazy.
I mean, since it's the time of the year, we could do a full review on this.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Talk about it, buddy.
if you don't know what this movie is, it's a Christmas musical starring Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. So it's a comedy musical. And if you know us, we like a good comedy. We like a good musical.
Might have to.
It's like the perfect combo. And it is like, it takes inspiration from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And it is just wild in that regard. So I just watched this a couple hours ago. It's absolutely amazing. I told Nat, like, hot take, I think this might take up a spot on your like favorite like top 10 movies of the year, if not like becoming one of your favorite Christmas classics. And Will Ferrell, Elf Christmas stuff, and now this I think is gonna go down as like a pretty strong Christmas movie for him. So Apple TV Plus original, and I'll leave it at that. Nat, you watch it and we can figure out what we want to do with our thoughts on this. I've been listening to the soundtrack. Like, I was cleaning up my room trying to get things ready and set up, and I was still listening to the soundtrack after. So
maybe I'll watch it tonight.
It's pretty great.
I think that's the one I might watch.
That might be the one you have to watch tonight.
To be fair, it's 11:30 right now. How long is it?
2 hours. It's like 2 hours and like 10 minutes or something.
I got to work in the morning. But screw it, I'll watch it anyways. I work at 11:30, so it's not too bad.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm like totally like I just watched it, but it's one of the few movies where I'm like, oh, I can easily rewatch this in like a couple of days or within by the time Christmas rolls around again with the family or whatever, even like with friends or just anything like that, like this is easily one of those movies that can be rewatched, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want this one to get as annoying as like movies like Elf and the Grinch have gotten in recent years, but it's a musical, so it sticks in your head.
There you go.
And I think it's great. It's pretty great.
Well, Ashton, that was a very long episode of What You're Watching.
That was, holy crap.
How long have we been going for, man? Wow.
Yeah, we're hitting like the hour 45-minute mark.
45?
An hour
Dude,
45.
good thing I'm like rapid fire. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. No kidding.
Well, to be fair, like this is technically 2 months. Usually we do one every month, but we just missed a month.
Yeah. And our last one was pretty short. Like it was like half an hour.
Yeah, with Maya. That's because we were. That was a day.
That was a day. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I know these movies, or sorry, these episodes don't get like the highest views, but I just love doing them because it kind of gives us a chance to talk through what stuff we've watched and to
break it down,
and you know, why don't we do something like this? We're nerds.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we always say, we talk about the stuff by ourselves. Might as well share it with people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just fun, and plus we love you guys. Whoever's watching and listening and do. One thing we didn't talk about is our Instagram reel.
Yeah.
That on Instagram. Yeah, I already said that. It's Taylor Swift or some Shake It Off, you know, like you could have I forget how it goes now.
You could have been getting down to this sick
beat, and that's our intro.
Yeah.
30,000 views almost.
Yeah, we're almost at 30K, which is crazy.
Well, technically it's over 30K because if you add YouTube and Instagram, it's like 32K.
True.
But
yeah,
man,
it kind of we went a little semi-viral on Instagram, and I think more people were confused about what they saw. But hey, our follower count did grow quite a bit. Yeah, I think we're at like 40 something on Instagram before, and now we're like into the 90s.
Almost 100, yeah.
Yeah, we're almost at 100 followers there.
Hey, once we get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, I will buy a cake.
Hey, might have to.
And we will eat a cake.
There you go.
Remember our end of season 1? We're like, let's get a cake.
Let's do it.
That's so funny, man.
No
that
regrets.
Was a good cake.
It was a good cake. TNT.
Gotta do it again.
Might have to.
Hey, nut free cakes. They're great.
There you go.
There we go. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for some things coming in the future, and it's going to be a pretty great month for movies. So
it's going to be a very packed month for us.
It is.
We will have. I think we're gonna have a lot of bonus episodes out very soon.
Probably.
Like I'm thinking, like after we see a movie, we in the movie theater we record like, okay, this is what we thought. Bonus episode.
Yeah, I have
because. I guess, like I said, like there's like 12 movies coming out the next month that are probably going to be at the Oscars.
Probably.
Like I'm specifically looking at The Fabelmans, directed by Steven Spielberg. So
yeah. I'm looking at Babylon.
That's the one too.
That one might end up getting Best Picture.
Oh, Chanel's coming with us to watch that one. I already asked her.
Dope.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool.
Well, guys, guess what? Until next time, I'm Nat.
And I'm Ashton.
And we are
the nerds
in flannel.
Peace.
Dude, you got full send it.
Full send. Peace.